Hey everyone, just a reminder that I'll be hosting a screening of The Wraith at the Guild Cinema in Albuquerque, New Mexico on April 18th. Check out the links in the episode description and follow us on Instagram and Blue Sky for ticketing and other information on this event. Enjoy the episode. Hello everyone and welcome to Dead Formats, a movie podcast on a sacred mission to retrieve precious hidden films from far beyond the continent. I'm your host Chris, and this episode we're going to be discussing Red Account 2, Dirty Play in a Closed Room Hotel Lady Murder Case, and Dirty Pilgrimage to the West Broken Volume, both from 1988. And this week I'm joined by two very special guests, a couple of crazed yokai from a cave somewhere in California. Dakota, Chris, welcome. How are you doing this evening?
Wonderful after that.
I forgot how long that title is.
It's a long one. These films really like to have their Baroque titles. But Dakota and Chris are the co-hosts of the wonderful Two in the Pinku podcast. They were on the show last season to discuss Groper's Sucking Train from 1983, which is the most popular episode of this podcast.
What?
Really?
Against all odds.
Oh, God.
It's what's in the name. Let's just ask that. What's in the name?
4K1.
Yeah.
At least Blu-ray.
If
Wow.
anyone has not listened to that, just go ahead. And if you guys just tell them what they can expect from Two in the Pinku.
Weekly depravity. I don't know. I'm just kidding. We're not going to come out that much.
Basically, Two in the Pinku is us trying to save our marriage.
Wow.
I'm just kidding. No, it's us just like reviewing all things Pinku Aiga, and when we say Pinku Aiga, that includes Roman porno, because I think
we also do adjacent. We do have covered Jav, like today.
Mm-hmm.
Classy stuff.
Like live shooting. We talk a lot of all things, even like gay pink films. We also do like, straight pink films and whatnot. So that's kind of the gist of it. And sometimes we also do ones that are more obscure than the more popular titles out there, which is kind of fun. Kind of sets us apart, I think.
We're the first people to watch both of these films.
Yes,
I know.
So us three are going to be. Well, I think Red Account, because we already seen the other one.
Yeah, for sure. Red Account.
The first Red Account, the second we haven't, and then we've seen we saw the first of the Goes West. I'm just going to say Go West.
And so, yeah, like so much has happened in your guys' world since the last time you were here, because Dakota and Chris are both artists in their own right. You guys have done your first showing of a pink film in theaters. You've done commentaries. There's been big things with your photography, Chris. So give some shout outs about that stuff.
Yeah, go for it, Dakota.
Oh, yeah. So we screened a Nakatsu Roman porno, Shinjuku Midnight Story, Man and Woman. Also, shout out to Jinji from our whole V Cinema Discord group, too, for the subtitles on that. Amazing. People complimented it. Definitely recommend. But yeah, outside of it, too, it's like I have an essay on the new Sato set. We've also done Two in the Pinku as a commentary for Club Super 8 of Sex and Fury. And we have a couple of video essays for them, too, for Sweden Pornu.
Wow.
Yeah, the one that's coming out is our Queering Nakatsu, where we discuss all things queer from Nakatsu. And we also have, I was just going to say, we have some other stuff coming out later on, which we can't say, but it's coming. It's literally coming.
Yeah, I saw on Instagram from one of you the thing about the Sweden porno video essay.
Yes.
And I saw the title of the film and I started reading it in my mind as if it were Japanese, just because if you guys are posting it, I have to assume it's Japanese. But I'm like, what the fuck? And then I see the little circle over the A and I'm like, oh, that's not Japanese. That's Swedish.
Yeah, I think if you watch a Swedish porno, they're dubbed in Japanese, which is really interesting. And then, of course, with this new release, they're going to have Japanese, Sweden, and English. It's going to be really Swedish, and it's going to be really cool. We have like a little video essay, which is kind of awesome about that. So check it out when you guys, if anybody's listening, check it out. They're really cool. They're interesting, takes on the Roman porno, but with white people.
You ask if anybody's listening, and everybody's listening, because this is, fingers crossed, this is going to be the new #1 episode of this
Oh,
podcast.
God.
Hopefully.
It could be.
I think so,
The
because
mysterious Reddit account too.
I know, because all the horror bros are gonna like probably listen to us and and do this.
Yeah.
Which they could. Like,
And not get policed by it, since we just
sure.
saw because we also were at a screening recently of a Sato film here in Los Angeles, and they had security watching us watch the movie just in case if people were gonna jerk off.
Like you two specifically?
No, just everybody in the theater.
us and
'cause
Sean Baker.
Sean Baker, shout out to Sean Baker.
These
No,
guys
but-
look like some onaniists, so we got to keep an eye on them.
I know, right? Half the time I'm like falling asleep, but 'cause
We're
it
off
was-
the train, okay?
We're off the train. It was like a late night show too. It was like 10 p.m. on a Sunday, and I'm already passing out because Old Man River over here. So it's like, so yeah. And then so I think that's coming out. And then for myself, yes, one of my bodies of work just got acquired by one of the major institutions here in Los Angeles at the Getty Museum. So that's like a major, like, oh my God kind of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, and it's crazy because I had to keep quiet for a long time because I knew since July. But of course, like with museums, they do take a long time for paperwork and all that stuff.
I
So.
imagine.
But once it was finalized, when I finally signed the last document, I asked the curator. I said, "Hey, is it okay if I post?" And they're like, "Yeah, sure." And I was like, "Okay, here we go."
Yeah.
But yeah, and then Dakota and I have a couple shows coming up, and then I have another major show coming up in a couple weeks at the now Cheech, because if you remember Cheech and Chong, everybody, he created a museum, and some of my work is going to be shown there, which is going to be a big retrospective of Chicano photography from 1960s to contemporary, which is now. So it's like 60 years of like Chicano and Chicana photography, which is a big deal, and somehow I'm in it, so yay.
Yeah.
Yay
That's
me.
amazing.
Yeah.
Big things happening over at 2 in the Pinku.
Yeah, and then we have, of course, as everybody probably listened, we have our little cat here.
Oh,
What's up, cat? He's just like right next to me. Sure.
he's traumatized by the films.
I think our cat knew more than that person who did the description at American Cinematheque.
Oh my God. I'm going to have to pull this off my feed like you guys did with one of your episodes now.
No, we put it back up.
Oh, hell yeah.
We just didn't care.
That's the way to go. And so, given what you guys talk about on your show, it should come as no surprise that we will be talking about a couple of adult films. Well, really like 4 or 5 adult films, because these are the ones we are quote unquote talking about are both sequels, and Dirty Pilgrimage is part of a trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys actually brought these to me. So how did you stumble on these films?
Oh yeah, so this is like another find from Yahoo Auctions. I guess like the why I wanted it was actually just because of Reddit account 2, because like it had lingered on the VHS too, which Letterboxd uses the cover for, but like that's been out of print for a while. The day I saw the Laserdisc, I'm like, okay, I have to stay awake and get this.
Yeah.
But also too, it's kind of like a fun way. It's like you kind of gave us like a groper train. I was like, okay, let's like kind of come back to with like this weird. I was gonna say horror, but I'm like, there was some horror in it.
There's some horror. There's some.
Well, that's the
horror
thing is
elements.
you never know because no one's seen it. But I mean, that's the perfect arrangement for me. You know, you grope my back, I'll grope yours. Yeah, it's so this Reddit account 2. This was functionally lost, we'll say, until this point when Dakota and Chris just messaged me on Instagram and said, "Hey, we got a Laserdisc. Will you digitize it for us?" And I was like, "Fuck yeah, I will."
Thank you.
And you did amazing subtitles for it. But then in reality, with most of these Pink films, you don't need subtitles. You just kind of vibe with it a little bit. But I
do.
that's just
I do.
I think the subtitles matter more for the second one than
Yes.
Reddit account, just because that's lighter on dialogue, but it was still helpful.
I cannot watch things without subtitles because no matter how inane the plot is, I'm always afraid that I'm missing like some
that one thing.
Yeah, some deep nuance that will unlock it for me. So I think I want to say like the only movie I've willingly watched without subtitles was like Lucky Sky Diamond.
Oh,
Because they didn't have subtitles for it back then. And I was just like, I've seen the first 6. I need to watch this also.
Yeah.
God, that one's good.
That was a surprise hit for me because that one before that, I think before Lucy Sky Diamond, it was kind of like whatever. But
which one was it? It's not Android of Notre Dame.
It's that one, yes.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yes.
But then Android was okay.
I didn't care for it.
Wow.
I would that would probably be my least favorite. Yeah, that would be my least favorite Android. Although I still like it, but it's like kind of, you could tell if you watch all of them, you're like, all of the effects in Android of Notre Dame, like they've used in previous movies.
Yes, they did.
Yeah, I think Flower of Flesh and Blood and Mermaid in a Manhole, that's got to be like tied number one with like Devil Woman Doctor very close in second.
Yeah, I agree with that one because you see Devil Doctor Woman is kind of my favorite, just personal favorite because it is so stupid, over the top, absurd, ridiculous.
Yeah, and that's one of those ones, it's like people would really like that. It's just very hard to convince someone to watch it if they know anything about guinea pig films, like, because they won't want to watch it, but it's like, it's nothing like Flower of Flesh and Blood.
Yeah, because I Letterboxd, a lot of people just kind of rate it low compared to the other ones. And I'm like, I think you're missing the point. It's really funny.
Yeah, it's like very funny.
I mean, and for me, I don't care for the first one.
Yeah, it's
the first one's a little boring.
I
think
the first one. I thought it was effective.
It's all right. I mean, we watched a very similar film, a set of similar films tonight, but yeah, I feel like Flower of Flesh and Blood does what the first one does, but like better.
Yeah,
you know,
it's very poetic. And then I remember saying that to somebody, and they're like, "What the fuck's wrong with you?"
Yeah, that's definitely one that I would like love to be able to get away with showing in a theater, but I don't think people would come and see that movie.
Maybe they would.
I think people would.
Charlie Sheen would.
Yeah.
Imagine calling them, say, "Hey, let's do a special appearance."
That would be amazing.
Right. But I think like for Red Account especially, like if you have seen the guinea pigs and you've seen the first Red Account, I think the second one, you can vibe with it, and some subtitles make sense, but I think at the same time it doesn't.
Yeah.
It's hit and miss, I think. I think it's like you could go either way.
I agree. But before we start getting too deep into these movies, there is a little piece of Japanese adult video history. That these films finally gave me the chance to talk about. So let's do that. And so when I sent you guys the rips of these, I also sent you a short video that was just titled Mosaic, which you guys both watched. And so this is something I think that a lot of people are familiar with in America with regards to Japanese cinema. But Article 175 of the Japanese Penal Code prohibits the, quote, distribution, sale, or public display of obscene materials, particularly when it comes to explicit depictions of genitals. And so even like hardcore porn is censored. The genitals will always be obscured in some way, usually blurred or mosaicked. And so I have two of these things, one of which I'm holding up for Chris and Dakota to see.
Ooh.
This one is called the AV Super Processor DV-8800DX.
That's a mouthful.
Yeah, the other one I have is the AV Super 8000, and it's a little device to the uninitiated, like people that are just listening. It kind of looks like a guitar pedal.
Yeah.
But what these devices purport to do is to remove the mosaic that's blurring the genitals so that basically you can uncensor a censored film. You plug the output of your VCR, Laserdisc, or DVD player into this. Then you plug this into your TV, and it has a few knobs and switches on it to change the settings. And then there's this little joystick on it, so you can move which part of the screen you want to work on. And I've had these for a while, but I haven't been able to test them out because I only have 2 AV laser discs. They don't use mosaics. It's just like a big white circle over them. And I was so excited to finally be able to put these to work. But I mean, you guys saw the results. How would you describe it?
Abstract.
It looks still abstract a little bit. But
Yeah.
you could see it more, which is fascinating. But like I
But
think
like,
what's
still not at all, really.
Yeah.
Yeah,
One of
yeah.
them looked like a night vision, like a blue.
yeah, which when you sent us the breakdown of it and you showed
Or they were
like,
sensing for like the heat signature on
Yeah.
the disc. But it was cool though too, because it was like, oh, you saw like slightly more in quotes, more of like a shape, but kinda. But not you're actually
Yeah.
seeing it. There's no way. I mean, it's funny too because I know from the adult video era, there's some of like the big icons from it. I don't know if it's Hitomi Kobayashi or was Eve. They didn't actually apparently do penetration, but the blur helped them pretend they were being penetrated. So I don't know if like oh my God, like what would that be? But I know like other people actually did it. So it's always a hit or miss. Like, are they actually taking anything in a video? I don't know.
So
or if they're actually sucking a real dick, because I think most of the time it's like they're sucking dildos.
yeah, I mean, so it was disappointing, but it is like,
But it was cool.
It's a fun piece of history,
Yeah.
you know? It's funny to imagine someone like some Japanese guy in the 80s, like trying to work the joystick of this in one hand and jerking off with the other.
Right?
I think it did happen. I think it did happen.
Oh, for sure. Although I will say, like, the 2 that I have, like, these are, one of them has like a DVD setting, so you have to imagine it's from the late 90s at the earliest. But it's like they were both new in box, so it's like, how many units of this were they really moving? You know,
right.
and it kind of brings up a question, which I think is pertinent to the films we'll be talking about tonight. What exactly is the difference between AV and pink films? Because
Ooh.
if everything is mosaicked, and I think you guys have mentioned that sometimes in pink films there would be actual penetration. So it's like, what is it? Literally just one's theatrical and one is home video. Like, it kind of seems like it's a distinction without a difference, if that makes sense.
Oh, absolutely. Right, Dakota?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, you're probably right. I think the last time we were talking, we talked about Tadashi Yoyagi. So he was like a pink film pioneer. Even within pink film, like his are pretty plotless. Like he did a lot of like pink films called semi-documentaries that were just like, okay, we're gonna film random people in softcore scenes, right? So it's kind of like the precursor to AV. So when he actually does his own adult video, it's like, what's really the difference? I mean, I guess like pink film was shot on film and like adult video is going to be shot on video. That's how even Nakatsu saw it too. When they did adult video in probably like 81, we're like, okay, we have our film brand of Roman porno. We're going to do a shot on video kind of experimental thing too. But even like early adult video was pretty soft core.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. But I don't know. It's like, yeah.
But then there's nasty shit from like adult video. I'm like the Japanese stuff too with like VNR planning or like bondage and scat is kind of insane. I don't know. Like you don't see that always in a pink film.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh, I was gonna say, like, continuing like what just Dakota said was, you know, there's some even like some pink films did do like extreme bondage. And they did a lot of that, you know, shot on video, like scrummy kind of looking stuff, which I support and I love. But then there's also films that were adult video that look like that because they're in that same era. And they did like all this crazy stuff, but they still got blurred. Like, you know, there's still that blurring. But then there's other times where they're doing stuff, but they're angled in a certain way that you can't tell, like if they're actually. It's very like Cinemax, right? Where back in the 90s, where it was like the bodies were not matching, but somehow you're imagining they actually were doing something.
You can't screw someone's belly button. Like,
it's like Tommy Wiseau in The Room.
right?
Exactly. It's just like, but
yeah. So I'm sure we'll talk a little bit more about this as we get into these, but let's just start talking about them because we got 5 to go through. Well, 4.5 maybe. But
some of these might be quick. I don't remember.
Yeah. We'll start off with Dirty Pilgrimage, and another perk of having you guys on the show is that I don't really have to do research for these films because you guys already know all this shit. So tell us a little bit about the cast and crew of the Dirty Pilgrimage films.
Oh yeah, I mean, I guess okay. V Cinema, our whole Discord group is probably like familiar with Toshiki Sato, one of the four Heavenly Kings of Pink. He came up from Nakatsu working as an AD. Also, he came up from Nakatsu's like Academy Film Studio. His group of guys too all worked together, made these things under Burst Brain. So again, it's like young guys coming up, Roman porno's dying. We're gonna try both pink film and adult video. I'm trying to think. There's also a guy like is Takao Nakano. He's the director of Big Tit Zombie, classic stuff.
Yeah.
He also comes up from this too. So like there's a whole side of like sex, horror, exploitation, big boobs happening together.
And bald caps.
And they're young guys, hungry for work.
Yeah, and it's interesting that like Toshiki Sato is also like one of the four Kings of Pink because I think unless you're like entrenched in this genre, like you never hear about him. Like there's the other Sato, Hisayasu Sato.
Yeah.
This guy is like, we have Sato at home.
Oh,
Pretty much.
Oh my God. Could be worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be.
No, I don't think that any of the two films by him, it's not terrible. They're fun enough, but
oh, it's funny. His only film that's really watched is his Perfect Blue adaptation that people don't like.
Yeah, exactly. We have Perfect Blue at home.
Oh, God.
No, I've heard that's terrible. I'm not.
I haven't seen it.
I'm not a huge fan of the original in the first place, so I also have not.
Ooh,
seen it.
Hot take.
Yeah. Oh God, I shouldn't have said that. Cause,
oh no!
Oh yeah, get the flame going.
No, I'm gonna say the only time I've been attacked for my opinions is when I say something about anime. So.
Ooh.
Oh, there's some good stuff and there's some bad shit out there.
Yeah, but no matter what it is, there's someone out there that's like standing hard for it and is obsessed with it. So.
I mean, I get that. And
correct us later.
If you guys have problems with Chris at Dead Formats, just come to me and I'll handle it.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh my God.
I'm ready to fight somebody, especially over pink shit. So
yeah. So the first film is Dirty Pilgrimage to the West Introduction. It begins with a voiceover, talks about eunuchs a lot. So there's that. But basically, this is just a softcore adaptation of a 16th century Chinese, epic, I guess it would be called Journey to the West, which is pretty much the foundational text of Chinese literature. I'm only familiar with it obliquely through other media like Dynasty Warriors and Dragon Ball. Also takes a lot of inspiration from it. But basically the short version is that the Monkey King Son Goku rebels against heaven, gets trapped in a mountain, and then he's released so that he can protect Sanzo Hoshi on his mission to retrieve some sacred texts from India. They add people to their party along the way to get the scriptures, and they go back to China facing different challenges along the way. Your basic like RPG storyline.
Oh my God.
I'll say I'll be using the Japanese names of the characters just because I watched Broken Volume first and they used the Japanese names of these characters, but then I watched Introduction second, and the version of that I watched was actually dubbed into Chinese.
Oh,
which
okay.
made it more confusing.
Oh, okay.
They tried. They really tried.
Yeah. So, Introduction, Son Goku's already imprisoned in the mountain, and Sanzo Hoshi goes to rescue him. Sanzo Hoshi is gender swapped in this version. It's just a woman in a really shitty bald cap.
And it doesn't get better.
Yeah.
I would say in the first film, the bald cap is worse. I'll say that.
Well, the version I watched of Introduction was like on an actual porn site.
Oh,
so it was like super pixelated, like deep fried. So, I mean, I watched it for Broken Volume. I obviously watched the Laserdisc version so I could see the seams of the bald cap way better.
You're not missing much out there.
Yeah.
You're not missing much.
So in the process of freeing Goku, Sanzo Hoshi is trapped under a rock, ass up into the air. And for all you Gen Zs out there that think you invented eating ass, well, you just haven't seen Dirty Pilgrimage to the West introduction, because that's what happens. And then a mysterious woman shows up and starts masturbating, and Sanzo Hoshi joins in, like you do.
Keep praying.
Yeah, so Sanzo and Son Goku, they arrive in a small village. Son Goku, like he like transforms into a woman and tricks Cho Hakai into having sex with him. And then there's a character named Sagojo who assaults Sanzo Hoshi. And in Japanese tellings of Journey to the West, Sagojo is depicted as a kappa a lot of the time. So in this movie, he's just kind of a regular guy with a dish on his head.
They don't lean more into the Kappa stuff. I guess like in Broke the 2, they do have him kind of transform a bit. But I was like, oh, it's kind of funny because like within Pink Film, there's Underwater Love where we have like an actual real Kappa.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I stumbled on that film this week and I was like, I bet I could get Chris and Dakota to talk about this. Go to Letterboxd, already logged.
5 stars, James Lane.
Yeah.
Was it 5 stars?
It was high. It was high.
Okay.
It's a musical.
Oh, it wasn't. Yes. Again, we watch so many Pink Film that sometimes they blur.
That's a good one though. Like that's
was a good
only
one.
like musical Kappa thing.
Also because like the makeup for that one was actually really good. The way they did the Kappa's makeup.
I'll have to check it out. I love Kappas. I think there's just such a fun little piece of mythology. So
it's like Koji. What was that? Koji Warriors or that Koji Monsters one? It was a trilogy that came out through Arrow, I believe.
Oh,
was it Yokai Monsters?
Yokai.
Like,
thank you.
Yokai 100. I've only seen the first one, which I know his name's escaping me, but it's the same director from Daimajin, which is another super underrated kaiju film. The first one was actually not that great, but I've heard the second and third are pretty good. I just haven't gotten around to watching them.
Yeah, the third one just goes bananas.
Oh, fuck yeah. I'll have to check that out then.
Yeah, it's just like all monsters unite. It's like a video game.
Yeah, that was my main problem with the first one is that like the subtitle of it is like 100 monsters and there's literally like one until the last 5 minutes.
Yes.
Who's counting?
Me. I counted. I counted 1.
Wow.
You're like, yeah.
Yeah, so Cho Hakai Cho Hakai is a pig man. I should probably mention that.
Yes.
And Sagajo, they join Son Goku and Sanzo Hoshi, and at this point, so I wasn't sure, since like I said, I watched this on an actual porn site and it was dubbed in Chinese. I wasn't sure if I was just watching a weird version of this that was made for like the Taiwanese market, but from this point forward, it just went into broken volume.
Oh.
And it condensed that entire film down to 20 minutes. And then it ends with a cliffhanger of what's going to happen in the third film. So was it like that for you when you watched like the Japanese version of Introduction?
No. Okay. So part 1 and part 2. So I get Introduction Broken Volume had a recent HappyNet DVD for Japan. So you get the full length of the film, but it's kind of interesting. The Taiwan thing. I think a lot of this set was filmed in Taiwan. There's some weird little period where like Nakatsu was interested in Taiwan and making erotic Chinese films. There's also a Taiwanese porno with like a hopping vampire character that we watch that they recorded.
Yeah, that one was.
And it's actually like a hardcore porno. Like it's not censored for Nakatsu's video, which like how did they get that in Japan?
And it looked bad. Like just the way it was like not the movie itself, but just the
sex.
No, well that too. The sex.
It was fine. It was fun. We learned about history.
Vampirism. That's what we learned.
Yeah, that's interesting though that it's like there's this like film that no one fucking cares about may have like 2 distinct versions.
Ooh.
So I wonder like if there's a VHS rip of Introduction floating around, like the Japanese version
expensive.
of Introduction.
I don't want to drop 10,000 yen on the Yahoo auction for it.
Oh shit!
Not
Wait,
yet.
How much is 10,000 yen in? Is that like 1,000?
I think it would be $100.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's what the exchange rate now, but like I think the general rule I was taught in Japanese classes in college was like just chop the last 2 zeros off, and that's what it is in dollars.
Oh, okay.
Roughly.
Roughly, yeah.
But that can also, make you spend a lot more money than you plan to on Yahoo auctions. So
I mean, it's all for research.
yeah, I mean, oftentimes what I will do is like when I go through one of my hyper focus of like, oh, I'm literally going to go through all 5,000 entries of laser discs right now. I just will have each of them open and on a tab, and then like once I've found everything that's interesting to me, I'll just like add it up and be like, it's really not worth paying $40 for this.
But the thought is there.
I mean, they saw that you cared. They saw you care.
Mm-hmm. So that's the first one. I don't have much to say about introduction. I mean, how do you guys feel about it?
It seems like because they knew they were made in a batch, they're like, okay, we're just going to introduce the characters and that's it. There's no try for a plot. If anything, like Broken Volume is like, okay, we have to get the story going. I mean, the Sato fans from the first set, Maya Shiraki, who's kind of like a big adult video girl from this time period, is in all 3 of these. She's in Love Letter in the Sand.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, there were things like, I don't know. Like, I think I may have fucked up by watching Broken Volume first.
You started off high and went low. God, the other one was kind of rough. Wait, someone is even credited as Kappa Komoru? Wait,
that's definitely, I noticed that like it has to be a stage name because I think that's the guy that plays the Kappa.
Gosh, he's even credited in like a this series film as it. Okay, I'll look this up later. It won't be a good journey.
But the second of entry into Dirty Pilgrimage to the West, which is one of the main ones we're talking about, is Broken Volume, and it's got a recap of the first. You got to make it to that 60 minutes somehow. So the party's assembled. They're in the mountains. They're on their way to find a sacred scroll. Cho Hakai keeps complaining because he wants to have sex or eat or sleep, but Son Goku tells him to shut the fuck up. And the same masturbating woman from the first one, she shows up. She tells the pilgrimage posse about a nearby cave that's protected by 2 yokai, Kinkaku, the Gold Horn King, and Ginkaku, the Silver Horn King. And then she just like teleports away to a nearby bridge, and Cho Hakai smells an opportunity and tells the gang that he needs to go to the bathroom. He'll catch up with them later, but he actually just goes to have sex with the teleporting woman.
As one does on your mystical journey for Buddha.
Yeah. He also has like way less appliances on his face. Like I think in Broken Volume, does he have a nose or does he? Yeah, he definitely has a nose, but in Introduction, I feel like he had forehead and face appliances. He was much more pig looking.
Here's what's left of the outfit.
Yeah.
I think it's whatever they could afford. But then it's like, this is a big budget. Like,
they have a lot of crew on this, like more than a Pink film would, too. Like, that's what's insane. I'm like, oh my God, the home video market was exploding. They have like a makeup person, like an assistant to the assistant on everything. I'm like, even though it's shot on video.
And in hair, but then it's like, where did the actual budget go to? Because some of that hair and makeup department, oof.
Yeah. I mean, I've certainly seen worse production value.
Oh, well, yeah, of course.
It's very hard to pull off a period piece as a low budget, like adult video. I mean, I think they did okay.
No, it's good.
No, they did fine.
It looks like a TV movie. That's a good compliment. Yeah.
Oh God, and there were some bad TV movies too in the 80s and 90s from mine I remember too.
They should have been masturbating to Buddha.
Maybe that's in the third one. I don't know.
Who can say? So Sanzo Hoshi, Son Goku, and Sagojo catch Cho Hakai and the mysterious woman in the act, and she just turns transparent and floats away. And we are then introduced to Kinkaku and Ginkaku. And how would you guys describe these two yokai?
Hairy and horny.
Yes.
Asked and answered.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're so one of the things, like when I was doing subtitles, I found out that so the pig guy, his name is Cho Hakai. Hakai is a homophone in Japanese for the eighth floor. So I was looking at the subtitles and they kept just like, oh, what about the eighth floor? And when you're watching it for the first time, you're like, okay, this is going to make sense eventually. But just repeated references to the eighth floor. And I was finally like, I need to do some investigation. So that was one of the fun quirks of subtitling this.
You're like, this is such a meta film. It's breaking the wall. I could see it.
Yeah. So Kinkaku and Ginkaku, they're just like people with horns glued to the top of their heads. And they have a cave lair. They're watching the crew via crystal ball. They lay out their plan. Kinkaku wants to devour the flesh of Sanzo Hoshi to become immortal. And Ginkaku wants to drink Son Goku's sperm because there's a lot of peach extract in there. And so I thought this might be a mistranslation, but I was watching it. She definitely says Momo, which is the Japanese word for peach. And then I looked it up. Like, apparently in Journey to the West, Son Goku's job in heaven is to protect peaches. Because there's special peaches in heaven that give you immortality and superpowers, kind of like Tree of Might in Dragon Ball Z.
Wow.
But it's like, okay, like they're like pulling more stuff from Journey to the West than I feel like we should even expect them to.
Yeah, they tried. They tried.
Yeah.
Well, it kind of reminds me of what was it, like Butters is Butter. His when in South Park's episode when they were giving it to all like Tom Brady and the Patriots, his sperm.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, well, yeah, because like there was an episode where they were clowning the Patriots and they were saying that like
Butters clowns everyone where he's giving his sperm out, and for some reason Butters' sperm makes people win, or like it's like a energy drink.
Yes.
So it gets revealed that's his sperm.
yes.
So yeah, I mean, I guess it is exactly like that.
Exactly. God, so much complex lore across culture.
Yeah, and I didn't notice this until the second or third time I watched this. Like, there's just like floating mannequin parts.
Yes.
in there. Do either of you know what that is?
No idea. Spirits, you know,
It could
whatever's
be
left
just-
unsaid.
Whatever was whatever was left on set that they didn't use.
Yeah, I tried to see if there's like a correlation to Journey to the West, but I couldn't find one. It was just a weird thing. So Kinkaku fantasizes about having sex with Sanzo Hoshi. Sex scene, as you do.
You know, I was surprised that they didn't use the horns.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Because, you know, like, I like if it's going to be like a sex comedy, like I would use it in a funny way, right? Because it's like the horns are growing out. It's like, you know, use it as like penetration, or like she sat on it and she's like, oh, you know, it's something
I mean,
really.
if other like I guess like films can use like a severed hand or like a prop, why not use a fake horn? That's more normal, you know.
Who would use a severed hand? That sounds outrageous.
Oh God. In a film?
Yeah. So they get to a small village. There's a woman passed out on the street. She's like, I escaped from the Lotus Cave. There's still a bunch of women there. And she begins to take the team to this cave to rescue these women. But Son Goku's like, I think you're a yokai. And surprise, it's Ginkaku, and she flies away with Sanzo Hoshi. Son Goku gives chase. The other two, Pigman and Kappa, are swarmed by a group of women who capture them and bring them to the Lotus Cave prison. And so then Kinkaku is like kind of like jacking off and like grinding on a tiger skin rug.
Oh yes, yeah.
Chris asked if this counted as bestiality, and I'm like, I don't know.
I asked that and I go, let's ask Chris when we get on the pod. It's like, do you think it's bestiality or would it count?
I don't think so, but I'm sure there's been dissertations written on this, so I'm not an expert.
Imagine.
It's like it's one of the funnier things I would say in these two movies. It definitely got a laugh out of me to just cut to this guy grinding on a tiger skin rug, wearing tiger print undies and jacking off.
Got a match.
Yeah.
I mean, what's so funny is too, because like the actual tiger skin on the rug, his face is, it just looks even funnier when they do the pan out, because his face, he's gooning, he's basically gooning, and then the other guy, and then the tiger on the floor, it's dead, and it's just like the face looks like it's gooning.
Yeah, so he's doing that. Ginkaku arrives with Sanzo Hoshi as her prisoner. Son Goku infiltrates the cave and is met by a ready and willing Ginkaku, tells him that she only has one request. Let me be satisfied. And so there's another sex scene, and at the end of it, Ginkaku has a handful of sperm, but Son Goku reveals that it wasn't really him who was having sex with her. It was like a copy of him that he made. I don't really know why that would make a difference. But it
wasn't
does. Me. And so she traps Son Goku in something that is called the purple gold red gourd. Looked that up in Journey to the West mythology. Yeah.
And then some like fucking magical shit starts happening literally inside the prison.
Were you surprised that they actually tried to have references? I mean, that's how I felt like too. It's like, wow, like I'm surprised it went a little beyond the look.
Yeah, they didn't have to do that.
Yeah.
But it falls into this weird, like, I don't know. I can't relate because I didn't grow up in a place where there's like only blurred out porn. But I imagine it's like, even if you grow up with that, it has to be unsatisfying on some level, I would imagine. So it's kind of like, well, we can't give them penetration. We may as well be accurate in our lore. Like, I don't know.
I agree with that because, like, yeah, we all grew up here in America where we saw porn and we saw everything.
Yeah.
And some of the, like, I remember, like, oh God, it was the 90s or 2000s when they started doing these high-end productions, like with Jenna Jameson, when she did, like, I think there was one where there was a pirate.
Yeah, the Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And it was like a big production. It got all the AVN awards. I remember when it came out because it was like big budgeted, like technical, like they spent money on it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but I had a friend who worked at Blockbuster at the time, and he was like, this is the number one thing people are asking for.
It's saving cinema.
Right.
But those were the times. It's like, I still to this day have not seen Jenna Jameson in anything, but I know exactly, like I can picture her in my mind because they were like part of the zeitgeist back then. Like you just knew who porn stars were.
Yes. Yeah, and you know what they look like down, like, you know, naked and everything, and then you remember how they had sex. That's another interesting thing. Whereas, like with these pink films, sometimes we don't remember. We just remember the characters or their like what they do because everything's blurred out. We just imagine, and we have to use. It's like the shower scene in Psycho. Like we imagine what's happening. And we have to like use our imagination. Same thing with these pink films. Like we just use the imagination. Like, okay, it's, you know, penetration. It's, you know, anal. It's this, or, you know, or she's getting eaten out, or she's blowing him. Whatever. It's like we know what's happening. And it's not like, I don't know if the Japanese were just like, hey, you know what's happening. You don't have to show you. You get it, right? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like, it's hard for me to like put myself in the position of someone who would want to buy this because like you can, in mainstream films, like even in Japan, like you can see breasts, like everything else is blurred out. So it's like, why? I don't know. Like why shell out more money for a 60-minute thing where everything's blurred out? It's like, I don't know.
You support art.
Yeah.
I mean, can you imagine going to a theater and watching these live, like in a theater, and then, you know, a couple like, you know, seats down, you see somebody jerking it? You know, some like college professor who's into history and like literature.
Here's the Japanese businessman's on the side.
Yeah, a bunch of salarymen.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, it's just like, oh,
Yeah, I don't know, but as let's see, what were we talking about? Purple red gourd, purple.
Yes, purple red gourd,
purple gold red gourd. So this Ginkaku goes to the jail and she's like bragging to Kappa and Pigman that she's captured Son Goku, but once she leaves, Sagajo melts into a puddle of Nickelodeon slime and steals the gourd from Ginkaku as she sleeps, which maybe the highlight for me, even though there's like no transformation. It's just like he's just slime.
And then it pours out.
it just pours out. It's like the best they can do.
It's so good, though.
It's fun.
It's I think you're right. It's like probably besides the tiger jerk off scene, I think the slimy, like just the basic slime. Because all they did is you could tell they just kind of cut away and they just like pour the slime through some fabric and you're like, oh my god, I could only imagine in '88. You're like, oh, that looks so cool, special effects. You know?
Yeah. So he's Nickelodeon slime. He steals the gourd from Ginkaku as she's asleep, and meanwhile, Kinkaku is assaulting Sanzo Hoshi. So we get another sex scene, and Sagajo releases Son Goku from the gourd. He in turn traps Kinkaku and Ginkaku in the gourd, which does happen in the original epic. And Sanzo Hoshi, Son Goku, and Sagajo escape the mountain just as it's about to explode. Luckily, Pigman just is in a pile of rubble. This is where AI subtitles have their limits because he has like a mouthful of sand or flour or something, and it's just like completely unintelligible. So who knows what the fuck he says, but he escapes too.
Our heroes get to live another day.
Yeah, so the team goes to a village and it's revealed that the naked woman who was masturbating with Sanzo Hoshi in the first film and has sex with Cho Hakai in this one, she's actually the canon bodhisattva. The end.
Literally, it ends.
So how do you guys feel about... Well, I guess we should also say there is a third one. I don't remember what the subtitle is, but it is functionally lost. There, a VHS definitely exists, possibly a Laserdisc as well, but no way for us to watch it.
This is another one of those like 10,000 yen things too. I mean, also it's like, okay, do you buy it or do you wait for like Nakatsu to put out the third on DVD, right? I don't know.
Yeah, so
I mean, oh my god, and speaking like of another loose trilogy from like this Nakatsu video era, there's the Deadly Rape Man.
Yeah, I was shocked to find out that there was spin-offs of Rape. Like, is it a spin-off, like an unofficial spin-off of Rape Man?
It weirdly isn't, because it uses like Chinese mythology and a hopping vampire sidekick.
Okay.
Like, that's not in the manga.
Yeah, so for the uninitiated, there's like 8, was it like 8 of them? Like
not
Rape
enough.
Man? Yeah, there's a
So many
series of
cases.
films just called Rape Man, and
somehow he's the good guy.
Yeah, his power is to rape, I guess.
Yes.
He's a family man.
He
He
is a
takes
family
care of
man.
his uncle.
Oh,
But yeah, so what?
I mean, the third one, I think, it's just called Dirty Pullman Ridge to the West, Sudden Turn.
The
Okay.
epic final battle that we know nothing about.
It feels like it's like a wrong series, you know, the Wrong Turn series. It's like Sudden Turn. It's like, it's so wrong. And it goes into like the hillbillies and like, you know, rednecks and all that stuff.
Yeah,
That's,
we
But-
may never know.
yeah, you never know, but
But how do you guys feel about the 2 that you have seen of Dirty Pilgrimage?
I think the second one is much better.
Agreed.
Because there's a little bit, like you said, Dakota, before you said there's an actual, like, they kind of put a plot together. So it's like we're kind of like, oh, okay, we're following them. We know what's going on. And again, if you're not familiar with Japanese literature, it's like telling the story of, and then if you love Goku for straight boys out there, you'll
You
kind
want to
of
see Goku jerk it off a little
Yeah.
bit.
pretty much. So I mean, I think the production got a little better, but something tells me they probably filmed these 3 movies all at the same time.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
It's just like boom, 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 cut, cut. Let's get to the. But yeah, I don't know. What do you think, Dakota? Because I would say,
I mean, I think they're worth seeking out. I guess like the big thing about it is like, okay, Roman Porno dies in May 88. Nakatsu still continues like this adult video home video line until the end of 88. And then they reshuffle for like 1990 to do like normal home video when they're trying to compete against Toei, like the whole V Cinema era. So it's kind of weird. Like Nakatsu is like, this is like the one of the last, like, okay, we're gonna do an adult video. But they've actually claimed this and kind of canonized it. They call this like a Roman Porno spinoff.
Interesting.
So like this is classy. This is our Roman Porno spinoff we just watched.
Yeah, I mean, I'm certainly not mad that I watched it. Like they're fun for what they are.
Yeah.
I think just to tip my handle, like Red Account, much more up my personal alley, but like I think these are fun. Don't ever watch any of this with like, I've never watched any so far of what I've seen. Like I've never once been aroused. So don't watch it.
in the hopes that you're gonna like get off.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
what if a Buddhist wants to jerk off?
Unless you're really in, like, if you have like a pig man or a kappa or tiger rug fetish, like, it's not titillating, we'll say. But it's fun. It's like, it's harmless, like harmless adult stuff that I think everyone but the most prude person could watch and get some enjoyment out of.
I mean, I would say these are like, again, when I tell people I like the sex comedies from like Pinku and Roman Porno because they're just kind of cheeky fun and they're not supposed to like, they make you feel something, but it's more of like humor and kind of just like, oh, okay, that's cute. Like, and the sex is not like, oh my God, it's like amazing hot sex, right? Compared to other kind of Roman porno or even like the classier stuff or the dirtier stuff that I tend to like, the BDSM stuff. But like, it's just light, hard fun. And that's all you needed to do. Like,
I mean, I guess if someone wanted like normal adult video, all the girls in this made normal adult video outside of it.
Yeah.
Right. So this is like the one time like, oh, we kind of get to act a little bit.
Yeah. So if you're like, oh, I really like that girl that gets fucked by a pig man.
Watch her just get fucked by a regular pig man.
Yeah. Got him. But yeah, I mean, that's Dirty Pilgrimage from the West Introduction and Broken Volume. Maybe next year, hopefully.
I know we're gonna
the third here.
We can do Sudden Turn.
Ooh,
oh, that'd be fun if
to
we
finish
could
the story.
We got to finish the story.
Yeah, I must know how it ends.
Right?
Is the bald cap just like frayed and in pieces by the third movie?
Do we see like the little hair coming out of like the bald wig like this? It's just like kind of slightly coming out.
Yeah. Yeah, well, let's talk about these Red Account films then. Which, like I said, in my opinion, these are much more interesting and up my alley than Dirty Pilgrimage. But these films are Red Account, My Bloody Angel, and Red Account 2, Dirty Play in a Closed Room, Hotel Lady Murder Case. Both from 1988. Both directed by Toshiki Sato. Do you guys feel like a lot of these fucked up Japanese movies like are really good band names?
Yes.
Just, like Red Account goes fucking hard, or like Terrible Meal, or I feel like there is a band called Mermaid in a Manhole.
Oh, that'd be good.
You know, it's funny that you say that because a good friend of ours of Two in the Pinku, Harrison, he's in a band in the UK. He's in a punk band, and a lot of his lyrics, his band's called Ruined Virtue, but a lot of his songs are based off of Pink films.
Ooh,
like Ruined Virtue. So I was like, that sounds kind of like a semicolon, like
yeah, it does.
Continuous, yeah.
It absolutely does. Like Groper Train Ruined Virtue,
yeah,
or whatever.
Yeah. So Harrison, we got your new like album, Groper Train.
Speaking of, the last time you guys were on this show, I was like, I want to see Groper Train Unrelenting Fingers Professional Baseball Edition or whatever the fuck it was called. And then since then, you guys actually have seen it. Unfortunately, has nothing to do with baseball.
They dress like they're going to the game. Okay, we'll share it with you. But yeah, they dress like they're going to it. We don't see it. We actually see Mahjong.
Yeah, it's...
I just feel like if you're groping on a train, you're using your hands and fingers. It just seems like, and you call it Professional Baseball Edition, there's like so many things you could do, like, oh, this is a slider, this is a knuckleball.
You could, but it doesn't, it has, because they go into like a place that it's like some kind of room. There's no real, like, they're actually on a field. It makes it seem like it is, but there's no field.
They do pull like a flag thing out of like a girl's vagina towards the end. Like you won baseball. It's kind of funny.
Like pennant.
Yeah. Like, ooh, go team.
Yeah, I don't even think they were in the playoffs. I think it was just like preseason.
It was definitely an off season.
It was off season.
Oh my God. It was spring training.
It was spring training.
Wow.
But yeah, so Red Account, Toshiki Sato, we talked about him a little bit. And I was kind of surprised, like, you guys being the like fucking pink heads that you are. It seems like you haven't logged that many of his films relative to other directors.
That's a call out. I'm just kidding.
I know, right? It's like, how dare you?
I'm just like, so that makes me like, that just makes me wonder, like, where would you place him among the four Heavenly Kings?
You know, I feel like, okay, I guess like hot take. I feel like Kazuhiro Sano, who we talked about as the lead of Cyclops, I think there's something with like, now that like we're older, since his films really lean into like he's aged, broken, chain smoking, he's always reunited with like a former love. I vibe with him of the ones that aren't Hisaisu Sato, right?
Yeah, I'm vibing with it just based on your description.
I mean, he gets like rougher as the years go on. I'm like, I see you.
Yeah,
also he has good music too, and also he kind of mentors. Have you seen Sabaku or heard of it?
I don't think so.
It's probably like, it's a gay pink film, but it's kind of like Muscle, where it's almost less gay than Muscle. It's very violent, very dreamy.
Yeah.
It's like a one-off from a guy who was mostly an assistant director, but like Kazuhiro Sano is the one who kind of like, oh, that's like my son, like I nurtured you in this industry. So it's kind of fun.
No, I mean, I haven't seen it. Maybe I've heard of it, but like just this episode, I think I've watched more Pink/AV for this episode than I
Never
had
enough
prior. So I'm now pink pilled by you guys.
It happens.
So there's those ones. Who was the fourth one?
Zeze.
Okay. Yeah.
He's actually probably in Japan. He was the first of the four to get the like critical appraisal in the screening. So he's the one who like rode into the mainstream and got the success.
Okay. So Toshiki, bottom tier, I guess.
Well, I like his work. Bjork from our group also likes Toshiki a lot and says that his work is more central than the other ones.
Yeah, I mean, these being the only two of his films, it's hard because, like, obviously I'm not educated on this. I need to educate myself, but like, yeah, Muscle, it's the best one that I've seen. But then, like, when I think of things that are quote unquote my shit, Red Account.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some other, and I think we talked about it too. There's some other, like, there's some Roman X. There's some live shooting that we watched that I know you would like. Toshiki
does actually a really good pink film that it's almost like him doing a comedic version of Sato called Night of the Perverts.
Yes.
And there's also necrophilia in it.
Yeah.
I love that.
Get ready.
No, because we seen some good slashers from this like pink like 80s era where they do like their interpretations of a slasher. There's one that wears a hockey mask that it's not Jason, but it's Jason adjacent, right?
Oh, the group has made Haru Reipu available.
Which is, the translation.
Yeah.
That one's a great one, actually, as far as like, it's kind of that slasher, very traditional slasher, but with sex.
Yeah, I saw one where there's like the poster looks amazing. I think it was just called like Psycho Doctor or some generic shit like that. But unfortunately, like the only person I know to review it was outraged, and he was like, "This fucking sucks."
Oh,
I'm gonna say it this way: you can't always trust him with reviews because you got to watch it yourself to like kind of like maybe it's a little higher than 2 stars.
but then sometimes I'm like, he's the only one who will criticize something that is bad too.
yeah, that's
Like,
true.
like he'll be the one where like stuff we were bored by, like, okay, you're the only one who's like, no, this is like rough.
Yeah, I mean, you have to have like experience in a baseline to not just be like in awe of everything that you're seeing, like because you know, it's the same in horror. Like people will recommend the shittiest fucking movie I've ever seen because there's like one kind of okay sort of but not really kill in it. So
Oh yeah,
I get
that's it's horror, like horror films now. Yeah, everybody's like, "Oh my god, it's so scary," and I'm like, "What? Where? How?"
I think it's just because we're old. We're
Yeah,
old and jaded.
Oh, absolutely.
But we
That's how
should be in a Pink film then.
Yeah, we're the Kazuhiro Sano.
I mean, that's how I feel about like when I watch gay cinema. I'm so jaded in my reviews about
Oh my
stuff.
God.
I'm so hateful, and I'm like evil twinks everywhere, and like they're evil. Like fuck them, yeah. And then I get hate I get the twink hate.
Chris, for those that don't know, he is the general in the war on twinks.
Oh my God.
Even though like when people say you married one, I'm like, Dakota's not like 18 or 19 and being all evil and
Not
destroyed.
yet.
Our
yet.
values are under attack.
Wow.
But yeah, there's a lot of gay pink films too that have like the twink kind of character, but not in Red Account. So good job. But Red Account.
This guy also directed a movie called Adultery Diary, One More Time While I'm Still Wet. That's a
These
great
titles
subtitle.
are great. These titles are great. The movies maybe not. I don't know.
I don't
Yeah.
know if he's as focused as a director as like some of the other ones. He experiments a lot more. He also goes for horror. I don't know if it's always the most like auteur driven of the group. And weirdly enough, he's the least connected to the other three. Like they come up together more and work on the same productions. He's kind of the outlier that gets jammed into them.
I could see that just based on my little experience with this. There's certainly a harder edge to these films.
I mean, there's a film called Soaking Wet, touching all over the body. From
All over the body.
All over the body.
We
Or
watched his Groper Trains.
We did watch his Groper Trains. There's Molester's Commuter Train, Office Lady Sexuality. Yeah.
It's all so good and so ridiculous. So Red Account, My Bloody Angel. This is a movie. It begins with a flashback of an exorcism. I just watched this one earlier today. Much like with Dirty Pilgrimage, I watched them out of order.
Ooh.
Where I feel like it's a detriment to Pilgrimage. It may have been the right decision with Red Account, because spoilers, I liked My Bloody Angel more.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Flashback to an exorcism, voiceover. The main character is like, her name is Tomoko, I think. And she's explaining that her husband, Masao, was possessed by a demon. And so she asks their friend, Mr. Kawakami, to exorcise him. And she says that the demon got into his organs. And we cut to the title screen. As you do, like, so Mr. Kawakami just looks like a Japanese salaryman. He doesn't look like he knows anything about demon possession.
Yes. Also, like, he's supposed to be, I guess, like in the true story, he's the cousin.
Yeah.
Yeah, so both of these Red Account films are based on true stories, which right up my alley. We're in that Lifetime
Ripped from the
milieu.
headlines.
Yeah, ripped from the headlines. This was an actual case called the Fujisawa Demon Exorcism Murder Case. It differs from what's in the movie.
A little bit. Not as it's
Like
yeah.
in the background it differs, but like in the actions, I would say they're pretty similar because like I was reading about it. The like actual case like has a they were all part of a Japanese new religion, which is like a really interesting aspect of Japanese culture. So it was like a religious cult bent to it that is not necessarily in the film, but what they end up doing is like pretty accurate to what happened in real life, I would say. So we see Tomoko in the shittiest cardboard jail cell you've ever seen.
Like, they just turn the lights off in someone's room.
Yeah. And so maybe it seems like this might be a trope, and you guys can tell me in Pink and AV film of like people recount, like it's not happening in real time. It's like someone recounting something. Is that like a pretty common framing device for these films?
It's pretty common, especially with adult video. I guess like back to Tadashi Oyagi, his big thing with the whole Onani masturbation films was an interview segment and then into like the action, right? So it's baked in from the get-go. We're like, okay, we're talking with them and then it goes into it. I mean, I guess like even like Pink film traditionally, like, wow, like there's usually some kind of trauma, some kind of flashback. It's like, who violated me? Let's, screw my way around to find out.
Yeah, so Tomoko's in jail. She's recounting the story of how she met her husband at the hospital that she works at as a nurse.
Inappropriate.
Yeah, unethical.
Yeah,
and she says that her husband was in a rock band. This is like very important to the plot, sort of, but also not really. Like they talk about his music constantly. We never hear or see him really play music. But after that, there is a 15.5-minute sex scene.
Why not?
Yeah.
It's a honeymoon.
Over the undies fingering, over the undies blowjob. Classic.
I mean, that's usually a lot of Pink film. It's always the underwear looking, or it's like the blowjob on top of the underwear.
I feel like the first time we watched it, we were kind of more like bored by it. We also watched this today too. After the second one, I feel like, oh, I kind of vibe with this more too. It's like the sex was fun. The band, it spoofs like the guy was a singer and part of a band. The band has a Discogs page. Also YouTube, like music online. People share the music. They're actually pretty good.
Yeah.
The real life band.
I didn't listen to them, but it was like, oh, they were I guess they were like a gimmick band where like one of them dressed as a grandfather.
Why not?
Yeah. And so like in Japanese publications, they were called like the Japanese Jackson 5, which,
oh my God,
is probably overselling it a little bit.
But also like none of them are like young either. No. Also, one's kind of cross-dressing.
Yeah. So the one that dresses up as the daughter of the family is, from what I read, the Masao character, like the one that was murdered. And yeah, like, so in this sex scene, as I said, there is like the over the undies fingering. There's like soaking wet panties, as there is in a lot of these films. But I feel like you can definitely see her vagina through the panties, which maybe on a CRT TV you couldn't, but in 2026, I'm like, they got away with some shit.
Ready to go.
That's more than I've seen in any of these other films.
I would say like you could see that, but like when the male genitalia, sometimes I think you can't see it. They still use like a prop. Yeah,
for sure. Because it's like when you're just like in your underwear, like in these movies, it's like bulge shaped. Yeah. And it's like mine, like, my dick is shaped like a dick. It's not just like a smooth bulge.
No, yeah, because like I would say this because spoiler alert, part 2, I think it was his real dick, and when she was blowing him and like when he was fucking her, I'm assuming.
You're hoping.
No, I think because like compared to part 1 and part 2, the shape and the way it looks very different.
Yeah, and it's like so. I feel like there's, in this one, probably fake sperm, way too, like the volume is way too much. And it's like bubbly. But in the second one, I was like, I don't know, that could be real.
Yeah, because it's not as like, if somebody's like doing a fountain, like we've seen that in regular porn. It's like sometimes if they save it, like, okay, boom, she got shot, whatever. Part 1 looked a little excessive. It looked like the Pantene Pro V from Weekend.
Oh my God.
So yeah, she's telling her story. She quit her job as a nurse, and then she and her husband got married. Cut to another short sex scene where Tomoko and her husband, they just sort of fuck in the entryway of their apartment.
Who needs a bed?
Yeah.
They're just so happy to be together. They just have to fuck.
It was just like, it's so weird. It's like, did they just like ask someone to use their apartment, and the owner was like, you can only use the entryway?
That's it.
I think it was probably somebody's apartment from the crew.
Yeah, for sure.
Which it usually was, like,
Yeah.
too. I mean, like, gosh, outside of this, like, I remember, like, Sachi Amano, she would let other Pink Film or also adult video use her apartment. So then, like, fans, like, the Japanese ones online was like, oh, it's like her place. And I'm like, but she didn't make this film. She's just renting it out.
So it could be somebody rented out a place, or it was somebody on the crew. Like, hey, you can just come over to my house. Just don't tell my parents.
Maybe that's
Yeah.
there's a weird credit that doesn't translate in Japanese like films where it's like support. Sometimes it's like additional directing, but it could be a weird like I let you use my apartment or like a wardrobe thing too.
Yeah.
That would make more sense now. Now that we're talking, I was like, okay, like, oh, I let you use my place, and it's like it's the non-credited thing. Like, where are they fucking, right?
She starts talking about Mr. Kawakami, childhood friend of her husband. There's like idyllic scenes of them just like frolicking and bike riding in Japan, being best buds. Mr. Kawakami asks Masao about his music, and he's like, why don't we make a song that saves the world from being possessed by the devil?
As this one, right?
Which
Yeah.
also is accurate to the story.
Yeah, it's yeah.
It is, but separated from the context of these people being in a religious cult,
Yeah.
it's just like, what the
Doesn't make
fuck are you
sense.
talking about?
I mean, yeah, because like I would say this, like the first one, I was bored by the sex, whereas the second one, the sex was a little better.
Yeah, but I feel like, yes, I agree. Because there is just like at the very beginning, a 15-minute blurred out sex scene, but it does lull you into like a false sense of
Oh yes,
not security, but you're like, oh, this is a sex movie. And then it becomes like very violent towards the end. So those two things juxtaposed, I feel like is kind of interesting.
yeah,
I agree.
And then on the rewatch, I appreciated more. Now that we saw part two, it's like, oh, okay, makes better sense. Like the story's better told than in part one. I guess because the case is a little bit more like it was more known, it's bigger, and it was like
But both
sensationalized.
the cases were like, I guess, well known.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
too.
yeah,
Yeah. Also,
I think
I mean,
the second one is just like easier to translate into a 50-minute
Yeah.
movie.
yeah. It could have been a 30-minute movie, but
Got to get those sex scenes in.
oh my god, I know, right?
Mm-hmm. So there's a montage of Masao trying and failing to write a song that saves the world from the devil.
yes.
And then it's just like very abruptly, oh, he's possessed by a demon now.
No one questions this.
There's
Yeah.
no evidence.
Yeah.
We are shown no evidence that he's possessed. They just tell us that he is.
She never like, oh, what do you mean? What is this? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very Lifetime in that way because Lifetime takes liberties when they tell true stories,
Mhm.
like based on true story films. Like you're like, oh, okay, that was cut out. You know,
Yeah.
the same thing happened when we finally watched the real story of what's her name for One in a Box, the Colleen
The
forgot her
Colleen
last-
Stan, the girl in
Yeah.
a box story,
Yeah, that one took liberties of what happened,
which is
whereas-
kind of crazy because like Japan does actual like true life riffs in a whacked out erotic setting that no one else would do. I was thinking this recently, like sometimes like things say they're based on a true story, but it's so loose.
Mhm.
Like Japan's like, let's take as much as we can and make it horny.
Yeah. It's easy to lose sight of that because like we never heard of these cases until we watched these movies, but it's like
Yeah.
this is like pretty fucking distasteful when
It
you
would be
think about it.
offensive.
Yeah, it would be like if like the family knew, like, hey, you're making this film, and without like us not knowing about it, and then making it like super like disgusting at one
thing
part.
for people to jack off to.
Yes, because can you imagine being in a theater? You're like, oh, the sex, oh, and then all of a sudden it just cuts.
But these didn't play in theater. These ones, they're just straight to home video.
Oh, right. But still, imagine taking it home. And you're at home and you're comfortable. You're like, oh yeah, there you go. And all of a sudden you're like, oh shit, we're seeing somebody's insides.
Would they jerk off in the beginning and then like once like they're done cleaning up, they're seeing the horror stuff?
Yeah, I think so. And
Once
they're
you're
feeling
in your
guilty.
refractory period, you're like, oh,
Yeah, your
You
post
feel
nut
like-
clarity.
exactly. But like,
I mean,
yeah,
it's true.
This, I think the case happened in 87 and this was released in 88. So like immediately they were
Done.
like, we got to do this.
I mean, it seemed like when they filmed this, it was probably like in a couple days or a week at best.
Yes.
Especially for
Yeah.
like the special effects part, like the towards the end. Because it looked it looked real. Like it was the way it was done. Obviously it was like animal parts, but and then especially like my favorite, because we're towards the end, spoiler alert. My favorites, one of the funny scenes, to me it was funny, is when like after he's taking out the parts and he's like, oh, and then all of a sudden he gets like his fist and he just goes in and starts like fisting
Yeah.
the chest, and I'm like, oh, okay, so he's double fisting. He's like,
Yeah. So basically they're just like, Mr. Kawakami's like just chanting at Masao.
Yes.
yeah.
And then at a certain point, he's like, fuck this, and kills Masao by strangling. And Tomoko is just like fine with it.
Sure.
She's like, oh, okay. Like she's just like, okay. She's just gone for the ride.
And in fact, she immediately starts helping him because she like holds his legs down as Mr. Kawakami chokes him and they start dismembering him.
Mm-hmm.
As Chris said, they start like fisting his torso hole that they cut and then they like pack him full of salt.
Yes. But it's funny because like the part where he's fisting him, you could see like the dummy. It's like it's the fake dummy. and
Oh,
it's
it's like plots in a weird way
plots
too.
away. It looks so funny. But like the other parts they do look real. Like they look like it's been, like you see the head off to the side, the body,
Yeah.
and then they're taking out the insides. They're putting salt. At least they're going to like preserve it, right?
Yeah, because they're like, oh, his organs are possessed.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to take his organs out. And then they start like doing that and dismembering him and like eating cup noodles next to his severed head. And Tomoko like finds Masao's dick, like his severed penis, and she's like holding it.
Yeah, it's very in the realm of senses,
I don't, but I believe you.
It's Criterion.
Criterion for the
Oh.
Criterion bros out there. Have you never seen the In Realm of Senses?
I don't fucking watch Criterion.
I mean, it's like the one Criterion people could like should watch.
You should watch this one.
Other than Onzo the Razors.
Wally.
and Wally. No,
Armageddon.
Armageddon. No, I would say I would watch this one because it's in that Pink genre. It's very like Pink inspired, but it's very erotic. It's very sexual. It's very like intense. And if we say that we like it, you should watch it. You should watch it because if you're kind of getting familiar with Pink and you're watching enough of this stuff, I think you would like this because it does go horror. It does go horror.
Mhm.
Also, Koji Wakamatsu produced it.
Yeah, there you go. You want classy Pink films? There you go.
No, I want the gutter trash. I want
Yeah,
Red
no, you want
Account.
the. You should watch also Woman in a Box then if you want that kind of true crime story.
I'll get around to it. Like I mentioned to you last time, I have seen the American one, which was not very good, but
Oh, the guinea pig ones.
The Girl in the Box.
Oh,
yeah.
the girl in the box. Oh, that was piece of shit. That was trash.
And
There's
then there was
worse.
also one called Girl in the Basement, starring Judd Nelson. I don't
yes.
know if you've seen
Yes,
that.
yes, I've seen that one because it's based on. I think it was a German guy.
Yeah, something
Yes.
like that.
Yeah, he kept his own daughter and then he like fucked her and then she had babies. It was fucking wild.
He's just
the,
German.
the story was more interesting than the film.
Yeah, wasn't great.
No. But if you, as I said, Woman in a Box, just throwing it out there, even for the future, for the listeners out there, Woman in a Box. If you like true crime, this one takes you on a journey.
That you can jack off to.
You could.
You could actually in this one. You could if you're into like
Well, Red Account, you could too.
for the first 15 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, that's like the purpose of it, right?
I mean, even in like the part two, like you can jerk off to like the whole film itself because there's not much of that happens in towards like the end, and that's it.
For sure. Yeah.
I mean, you have more opportunities to orgasm in part two than you have in part one.
Depends on what you're into, I guess.
I get you right. I mean, yeah.
Because Tomoko picks up one of Masao's arms, which has been stripped to the bone from the wrist down. She starts masturbating with it, but not with the fingers. She uses the bone end.
Well, you know,
Nothing goes to waste.
nothing goes to waste. And she's probably used to something that small.
I don't know. Like you got some high standards. If you think someone's bones are small,
Literally like a sharp cut bone. That's gonna be,
You know,
which is kind of a fun flip of entrails of a virgin has more of a normal, normal what you would expect from a hand scene. This takes it and it's like, ow.
yeah.
yeah, it's pretty crazy. There's a 7-minute flashback of like her having sex with Masao as she's doing this. It gets a little bit surreal.
Yeah.
She ends up like, in a white room covered in blood. And then it cuts back to the present and she's just like blowing Mr. Kawakami for some reason. And she spits out the aforementioned jizz that we were talking about earlier, right next to Masao's severed head.
That was his friend.
Mm-hmm.
She got, sharing is caring.
And basically we just like, oh, yep, she's in jail. The end.
Yeah, because I think the real story, like the actual story, she goes to jail, and I think the guy doesn't get caught, the leader, right? I don't remember.
I actually didn't read that far, but that would be fucked up.
I remember the next case. I'm like, okay, I could quickly pull this up. Okay, so the victim is 32. He'd been in the rock band. The criminal, the cousin, was 39, so he's older. The nurse turned wife was 27. Right, so there's the whole potential of his music career. The pseudo religion was from the 1953. I don't know. I mean, speaking of religions during this time, it's like I think it was like Rape Man 4 that also had like a new age cult plot.
Yeah, it's a very interesting thing in Japan. I'll say all of the quote unquote new religions. It's a rabbit hole. It's very interesting.
I mean, it's fascinating. Like, I guess like the bombings, the terrorism. I guess also it's hard to think of, I guess like a good analog too for like us. I don't know. There is, I guess. I don't know. God, there's a Wikipedia for this case. Oh my God.
Like, oh, I didn't see that.
We're reading.
Yes, there is actually.
Wow.
So how did this one hit you when you guys first saw it?
We liked it on the first watch. For some reason, we rewatched it again and we're a little more bored by the sex. But then I think now with all of this, I really liked it. I actually gave it a 4. I just like that it's more experimental. Oh, the cousin got 14 years and the wife got 13.
Wow.
Okay, so the guy did go to prison.
The wife did not appeal. The cousin appealed, but then the Tokyo High Court dismissed his case, but they would be out by now.
Yeah. Isn't that fucking crazy that they're out? They're probably old already.
Yeah. They would have been out by at least 2000, 2001.
Yeah.
Gosh.
I mean,
we're saying this as like Sato
then
takes a cannibal for his movies with the Issei Sagawa stuff. They should have starred in a Pink film.
Yeah. It'd be like John Wayne Bobbitt.
Oh, God.
Be a star.
Oh, yeah, because they reattached it. Oh, God, it looked ugly, too.
I haven't seen it because I was about, 4 or 5 whenever that happened. Very distinctly remember it being in the news.
No, I looked it up after I was older. I just wanted to see it.
It's all fucked up.
It looks like Frankenstein kind of penis. It's kind of reattached and it just looks kind of... Which I think is a good segue to get into part 2 of my blood account.
Wait, what did you think of this actually? Like,
yeah, what did you think?
So if you've seen them, it is impossible not to be like, this is guinea pig but horny, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And this one, it's like, but for the 15-minute long sex scene, I could show this in a theater and people would go wild for it or be disgusted by it. Either outcome I would be fine with, but it's like, it's I feel like it's as close to like perfect as it's going to get for me in this genre, because it's like, it's just right up my alley. Like I do love the guinea pig films. I love Lifetime films. I love Ripped from the Headlines. It's just 15 minutes is a really long time to have a sex scene. Like when it's only like 60 minutes at the most, and like when the sex scene is not exactly like titillating or interesting in any way, you know?
I would agree.
Also, yeah, I agree too. That was like my first reaction to it, because I was like, oh God, if the sex scene wasn't, I mean, if it was 50, if it's 15 minutes and it's like a good sex scene with like people like, oh, okay, I feel it, then I wouldn't mind personally.
I mean, but almost you shouldn't even been like compared to like a Pink film at all. It almost should be like, okay, this is like adult video, but like that tries to do something weird, and it's also like young people making it. They're like, oh, we want to do an idea, right? Like the only way they can. I mean, in that, like, oh my God, like wow, like this might be like the best of the best in a good way.
Yeah,
they actually like tried with the effects too.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely like the things that it would remind me of are Guinea Pig and Trails of a Virgin, where it's like, it's just like horror that happens to be sexual. It almost feels like he didn't care about the sex in this. It almost feels like studio mandated, just because it's like, it's so front loaded and for so long. It almost seems like he was just required to do that, and so he did in like the most lazy way possible.
Well, and also
Make it
like,
fascinating.
No, I agree with you. I think it was like he had to probably put a sex scene so they could sell it under like the Pink film or like the Roman porno or Roman X or whatever.
It is his debut too.
Yeah.
That definitely makes sense. Oddly enough,
but 15
like,
minutes.
Yeah, but oddly enough, like I feel like they came out in the same year, but in terms of like the craft of filmmaking, I would say the second one is definitely seems like someone with more experience under their belt, because this is a lot of just like mid shots. Let's make sure we have the only 3 characters in this film in frame at all times.
Right. Yeah, no, I would agree too, because like if they cut it, I think if the Red Account, the first one, if they kind of recut it a little bit, it would be more interesting. It would have more of an impact, except for that long sex scene for me.
Yeah.
Because the ending, like that whole last like 20-30 minutes, I was like, this is cinema.
Yeah.
Because I also like the way like when she's like masturbating, she's remembering having sex with the guy. Like, okay, that makes sense. But do we need that long, boring, like, and also her titties are small.
Shots fired.
Wow.
So then loved Red Account too, if that's your criteria.
Wow.
Yeah, I do like
bigger
like,
for the sequel.
Well, no, it's like when we watch like Sachi Amano, like there was this one actress that she got from the adult video that had real big tits, as what one of the titles was called. Like,
yeah,
they were nice size. Like, if I was a straight man, I would be a tits man. That's just what it would be. But you know, I'm a gay man, but I still like tits. I mean, even when I did drag, I always had like a big breastplate because I just wanted to like play that part. But for me, I think I would, if the actress had better breasts, I think, and then the guy was a little bit more like they had more chemistry. I think the 15 minutes would make sense if it had better chemistry and we could see that. Maybe, I don't know, I'm just
but I think there's
out.
like also worse adult video too that's more boring than this. Like the fact that like, okay, we have a brief, like she's a nurse, the setup, they have sex in different positions, like there's worse. I mean, I think of like Sion Sono's adult video that he made before, I guess like his more successful independent films, is kind of more basic than this. Like this is more like, okay, I'm gonna give you the sex that works for this genre. It's like actually more serviceable than like people who don't even try. I don't know. Also, I guess like the whole thing is assuming like an audience already knows the case. Like they're like already having this information about the whole context. Like they don't have to do all of it.
True.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this, because would you say this 15-minute sex scene and this film compared to the other live shooting that we watched, Dakota, where remember like the people were having sex and they were kind of spreading that disease?
Oh, Devil's Body.
Devil's Body. Do you think this scene would be worse than Devil's Body? Which I think also you should watch, Chris. No, it's a interesting.
That's
it's
another film from I guess like the V Cinema Discord.
It's kind of like zombie. It's like a zombie kind of movie.
It's kind of like
Interesting.
Cronenberg's Rabid, but like
Yeah.
Don't bring up
they're
Cronenberg.
transferring. Oh yeah, don't.
You have to do the.
We already set the rules. You cannot talk about
Wow.
Cronenberg.
It's kind of like the David Lynch. You know?
Yeah, Lynchian.
It's Lynchian. No, it's kind of like a zombie. It's like a take on like infection, right? So, but yeah, that sex
Low-key
scene is,
Rabid fucking sucks. So I don't know.
You're like, let's go.
yeah. But would you say that one is that sex scene, because that one also has a long sex scene? Compare it to this one as well. Would you say that one's worse or Red Account's better?
You know, I feel like even if you're getting off to adult video or just want like adult video that's interesting, you'd want like the weird, dark, hypnotic side of it that does something interesting or weird. It kind of reminds me of like almost like, oh, it's a perfect Jess Franco film, right? You want to see sex with like a weird darkness to it. That's what these hit.
You wouldn't say Roland?
He tries.
See, now you're bringing up more Criterion shit.
Wow. The 4K sets.
You're about to cancel us right
Wow.
now. You're gonna like delete.
We could talk about Red Account too, but yeah, I'm like it is.
We're just
honestly, they are
we're just
good.
fucking with you. We're always
Yeah.
fucking. So yeah, let's get into the
Yeah,
second one,
The pièce de résistance, Red Account 2.
the famous one that nobody's supposedly seen, and then
We're-
like somebody on Letterboxd already said they watched it.
Fake. Didn't
I know.
happen. We're the first three.
Prove it.
Yeah,
Yeah, Red Account 2, Dirty Play in a Closed Room, Hotel Lady Murder Case. This was the main one because no one had seen it before. So did it live up to the hype? We'll find out as we go through it. But begins with some footage of a woman being tortured, shown on a CRT screen in a court, while the same woman from the video stands in court. And we get our title screen, smash cut, city pop music is blaring. We get a montage of this girl and her friend running through the streets, placing ads for their call girl service, making money. It rivals the Push It to the Limit montage from Scarface. It's amazing. I fucking loved it.
It was really cute.
Yeah, no, I love I love the music in this. It's not great, but it's right over the plate of like late 80s, early 90s, super cheap synth city pop stuff that I enjoy.
yeah, no, I agree. But like, doesn't the intro like also start with the actress kind of like in on trial, and then she's watching, and like the video of the movie is playing, the video of the video.
If we're bringing high art into this, I will say it's a very De Palma thing too.
Ooh, there you go.
Yeah. We see our soon-to-be villain. He's an average-looking 80s Japanese guy in a tiny apartment, eating by himself and recording and watching himself while he's eating via camcorder hooked up to the TV. We get a sex scene between the main girl and her boyfriend, and afterwards they discuss meeting up the day after tomorrow because that's the girl's birthday. And there is also like a huge discussion about, she wants to like buy a car for 568,000 yen, which is about $3,600 in 1988. And her boyfriend's like, how can you afford that? And she's just like, women can make more money these days. Can't argue with that. Yeah. We get another scene, main girl and her friend talking on the phone. They're running their call girl business. And so this one, I didn't put as much effort into the subtitles, but I think like they kind of, her friend is kind of talking like, maybe we should just do phone sex instead, is kind of the impression I got from what she was saying. Like, yeah, there's a lot of people doing it these days. We don't have to like deal with these perverts, I guess.
Which I guess like there's like it's like a telephone club. It's like different types of sex work in Japan too. I mean, speaking of which, like Sachi Mono, we watched the one, was it The Real Big Tits? Where they did like a video like sex service where the guys would send in tapes and they would answer it too. I mean, this whole like era, like Pink Film Adult Video is really responding to like, okay, like women could do sex work, right? And also like they're responding to like modern technology, like, oh, send the tape in to do it, hit the recording to see us.
Yeah, because they screen the guys. Like they're saying, okay, this tape, this guy wants this or this guy wants that. And they once they agree, then they can meet up and do what they, the service, right? So it's kind of like they're screening the guys, but then you still don't know.
I mean, the guys in this were kind of, I mean, other than the one, were mostly kind of normal looking.
Yes.
Like no one was like, oh, like they're like a sleazy type of guy outwardly. Because like I guess Pink Film would love to have like an older, sleazier character. Like one, you're like, oh, he's gonna do something nasty.
Yeah, I can't even imagine. I can't even picture her boyfriend. But like
any guy,
he's just faceless to me.
No, yeah,
like, her the bad guy, like he's just very much your middle-aged 80s Japanese guy, nondescript.
Yeah, he was decent looking because, he's like, okay, he's doing, I think they're trying to make him seem like he's this like business guy, has money, he's decent looking, harmless, right?
I don't know, man. He seems pretty harmful from the get-go. That's psychopath behavior to film yourself eating dinner.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, obviously. But like,
I guess visually, yeah.
Visually.
Like he's not like a looks like a pervert. Because like this thing
he's not the heavy set dude from Groper Sucking Train where you just look at him and
something's
you're like,
happening.
Yeah, you're like, oh. No, but yeah, absolutely. Like him filming himself and all that. It's like, because I think also what's fascinating of this era, like Japan in the 80s, like the camera, like they loved the video camera, right? It was like next to the photographing, right? Next to taking pictures with the camera, video recording, videotaping. It's kind of like what we do now with like our phones and video, like, TikToks and all that stuff. It's like the same thing. They were fascinating. But of course, we see this guy is also just not right. Yeah. He's not right. There's
all very De Palma. So, main girl, she tells her friend Miki that she's retiring from the call girl business because she has a lot of money, a good boyfriend, and tomorrow is her 20th birthday. I guess she's aged out at the young age of 20. They do give the main character a name at the end, but I feel like that's just a name, like a fake name she's telling the John.
Yeah.
And even like here, her friend calls her Girl A, which I know is like a thing they do in court documents in Japan. I was under the impression that this was only done for like people that were like under 18, but apparently that's not the case because like when I was reading about this, she was referred to as Girl A and like Man B. So I guess it's just something they do like to protect the identities of not only victims, but perpetrators.
Right. Think of his family. Like,
yeah.
It's so stupid. It's like, call his name out.
Yeah. So that day, Girl A's boyfriend, he happens to see her walking around with some middle-aged businessman and he follows them to a hotel. We get another sex scene. Cut to next morning where Miki gets ready and heads out to meet her boyfriend for her Girl A, rather, gets ready and heads out to meet her boyfriend for a birthday date, and she gets stood up. She tries calling him. It's just like, yeah, I saw you with like being a call girl with some middle-aged guy. It's over.
How is that a surprise though?
Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't surprised that she had a lot of money.
Well, women can make a lot of money these days.
No, it's true. No, but like him being like, oh, I saw you. It's like, what do you think she's doing?
Who can say?
Right?
Oh God.
So yeah, like she tries to he hangs up on her. She tries to call him back, but he doesn't answer. He puts his phone off the ringer, off the hook, and she starts running home and crying. And just like the moment she gets home, the phone rings, and it's the creepy guy from earlier, and he sets up a rendezvous for later that evening. And so she gets to the hotel where the creepy businessman is waiting with his camera set up and everything. And after they exchange money, girl A begins to take her clothes off, and the man just grabs her, throws her on the bed, chokes her, ties her up. He pulls out his vibrator collection and assaults girl A. Bad times.
A lot of bad times.
Yeah. But on a lighter note, in relation to what Chris was talking about earlier, she is a very busty woman, and it feels like as I was watching this, it felt so weird to call this woman curvy or thick. But in relation to typical Japanese beauty standards, which in general, my impression is that for both men and women, prefer a more slender frame. It's weird, but it's she is more full figured than most of the women I've seen as the objects of desire in Japanese films. Is that off the mark to say that?
No, yeah, that makes sense. I feel like almost like the whole big boobs genre where it kind of got more over the top is more of a 90s thing for Japan, both in adult video and pink. So to have someone with just more nicer breasts. I mean, typically it's gosh, the fuller figure girls, they threw them into the bondage movies.
Yeah, they did.
They're like, oh, you look good getting tied up.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that kind of makes sense with the rope bondage thing. It wouldn't look great on someone that's wafy, really.
You need flesh.
Yeah.
I mean, it would make sense because if, once somebody's a little fuller figured and then the rope, and then when you see when they take off the rope, they have their the body could actually have the marks. Mm-hmm. Whereas I think somebody skinnier just didn't the body just couldn't react. Yeah, it's interesting because when you look at our favorite actress, Naomi Tani, she was a little thicker, a little bit, just a little bit. But, she wasn't busty, but she had nice breasts and she really looked good tied up.
Yeah. And the thicker, it's all relative because this woman and Naomi Tani, we would never, in America, we wouldn't be oh, they're thick or full figured, but it's just typically very petite women is what I see in these films.
Yeah, I mean, this actress, she still looked petite, which is kind of interesting. Mm-hmm. She still was petite, but she had a good normal sized breast, I would say, compared to the actress from the first film.
For sure.
Oh my God.
No, and
it's the sequel.
It's not a read. I'm just saying it's there's a big difference, especially when you have somebody who's if she's in the sex scene, if she's riding somebody and then she's riding and they go up and down, it's that's very more noticeable compared to the other one where they were it was very flat.
She's blood type B. Height is 163 centimeters. Her bust was 95 centimeters. Her waist was 58 centimeters. And her hips were 88 centimeters.
It never ceases to amaze me on Japanese Wikipedia how often they include blood type.
You need to know. You need to harvest some organ.
Right?
And that's not even for just adult content. I will read things that are just for some guy that wrote sci-fi novels. And they'll be he was AB negative.
What are you looking for?
Right?
Wow.
Yeah. So she gets to the hotel. Vibrators and all that. So after
one
that,
keeps around.
Yeah. He's drinking a beer on the bed. She's tied to a post. He starts taunting her and pouring beer on her, and he assaults her again with his actual penis this time. And we cut to her sitting naked on the apartment floor with a message written on her chest that says that her name is Hiroko and that she turned 20 today. And the guy makes her say into the camera, I turned 20 today. I'm in ecstasy. If you want to do it with me, give me a call.
You gotta promote your brand, right?
Oh my God.
I'm sorry. We're just
Yeah. So he walks away and he leaves his pocket knife out in the open. She grabs it and stabs him in the stomach, blood spraying everywhere. She keeps stabbing him. After he dies, she picks up the phone and calls an ambulance. And we just cut to her with a jail cell, or in a jail cell, with some text on the screen that says the entire videotape was shown on the TV screen at the Tokyo District Court trial. And this is one of those instances, whenever you do AI subtitles, it hallucinates a lot and just adds things that are non-existent. And so since it's a lot of it is like trained on YouTube videos, you will get common YouTube phrases when people aren't talking. So at the end of this, it was like, yeah, this was shown in Tokyo District Court. And then right after that, it says, thanks for watching.
oh my God.
Which I got a good chuckle out of before I cleaned it up a little bit for you guys.
Keep it in.
But, yeah. So the mythical Red Account 2, did it live up to the hype for you two?
Yeah, honestly, I thought it was good.
It looked like I said, from part 1 to part 2, there was some quality difference for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I do wish there was a little bit more of a horror element to it, but I'm not complaining either. I thought it was really cool to see it. Was the story as sensational as like the first one? Maybe not, even though it's well known, but it wasn't like, I guess the way they translated from like the story to the actual film or the video,
Yeah. I mean, so this was the Ikebukuro Hotel call girl murder case, and it seems like it was famous not because it was such a salacious story, but because of how it was tried in court.
Yes.
Which was super fucked up, because basically, from what I could glean from Google Translate articles, is that they were just like pretty much this did happen as like how it's portrayed in the film. But the courts were like, well, you are a sex worker. So like when you do that, you sign away your freedom and people are allowed to do whatever they want to you. And so the woman in real life was sent to prison, which is super fucked up.
Yeah.
They also were like, oh my God, think of the wife he left behind. I'm like, what?
Yeah, they were praising, like putting him as like the victim and how dare she. It was just it's gross. Absolutely gross.
It was like, if you're a call girl, you should expect to be tied up, and like it's just like super it's hard to relate to. Not to say that like our court system gets it right.
Yeah.
Because that's not the case, but I feel like this specific one, they probably would have gotten off on self-defense.
Yeah, absolutely. Because also there's evidence. He
literally recorded it.
He recorded a lot of his stuff. So, because I thought also at the end I thought she cut his dick off, but I guess it was the stomach then, right?
Yeah, I just remember her stabbing him in the stomach a bunch in this movie.
You wanted him to cut the dick off.
Yeah. Well, no, I it looked like she stabbed him in the dick, but I guess maybe I was hoping it would have made more sense if that was, but oh well.
I'm surprised her clients before the final one weren't more depraved too. Like they showed like, oh, she's kind of beaten down by the job. The sex was pretty normal and routine with the Johns. And if anything, I mean, I guess that says something, right? Like, oh, like anyone could, like, it could go wrong anyway, even people you don't expect. I guess it's kind of nice. That's not like, oh, the obvious dark pervert choice, too. Like, oh, anyone could be like the killer or like kind of kidnap you. But again, I wish like a normal horror story would have had more fun with it.
Yeah. It would be hard because it's not a fun story.
I'm like, oh.
Yeah, both of these films are not like, oh my God, they're great. They could translate great.
The other one has a cult and music.
Right.
Yeah, I feel like you could up the camp factor in the first one for sure, but it's like this one is just like it's kind of sexual assault.
It's a much sadder story because of the trial stuff at the end.
No one got assaulted in the first movie.
No. No, they didn't.
Well, sexually.
Yeah, sexually
Yeah.
no, physically yes.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. So it's different assault, but oh yeah, that was male assault.
Wow.
I would say like it would have been fascinating to see maybe instead of doing like cut at the end for part two, maybe kind of show a little bit of the trial and show a little bit of her getting like kind of just being down by the trial, like how they would treat her. And I guess that's kind of like a degradation kind of thing if it was BDSM in a way, because that would have been more interesting to kind of show that part.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Or even just like I think they kind of like do it a little bit, but like just
They
driving home more like the degradation of like she's having to stand there while they're playing this video and they're in the process of convicting her of murder.
Yeah.
Like there's that degradation aspect.
Yeah,
I don't
there's
know.
some.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't like it was bleak, it was sad, but yeah, what did you think of this one?
So, like I said, I watched this one first out of, I think, at least the first of the Reddit accounts. I think the first one is better, but I feel like had I watched My Bloody Angel before this, my opinion of this one would have been lower because My Bloody Angel would have set the bar higher.
Ooh.
I think watching this one first and then My Bloody Angel, it's sort of like a ramp up. Like it's getting better. This is not bad by any means. It's just it doesn't really have it just doesn't really have the elements of where it's like I might recommend it to someone.
Okay.
You know, because it's like in My Bloody Angel, like you get the sort of effects heavy Devil's Experiment, Flower of Flesh and Blood type vibe. This one is just more, I will say, it is more titillating, certainly, than the first one, but like it's also just like sexual assault. And like, then if you dig further, like the three of us did and read about the actual case, you're just like, I feel bad for enjoying this on any level.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, there's a lot of pink film we watch that is very like there's a lot of assault, right? And assault here. Not to say like we're like cheering for it or
But
anything.
usually you see like a woman like awaken. The fact that it's like a true crime thing, you're seeing the bleakness of like, oh, she just goes to jail.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's not transformed in a more like, oh my God, I love this, or you know, I'm independent. This one is like, no, she just went to jail and is kind of like fucked. She's fucked.
The end.
Yeah, literally.
Done.
No, literally, that's the movie. It's
Thanks
just like
for watching.
Stay tuned, JK. I'm like,
it's like it's the voice from that Mojo the Mojo videos when they're like the top 10 videos. Hey, thanks for watching, and they subscribe to Mojo.
my God.
That's what it is. Yeah, I think I agree with you too that on the rewatch of the first one, I like it a little better because again that ending, it just like it's just like amazing. The sex scene is like whatever, I can deal with it now. Part two,
Yeah.
I'm glad that we watched it because it's like it's fascinating that they took this true crime story and then try to make like a sexual film out of it. It's fascinating to me. Like you said, they tried, but
Fascinating, like Hitler was a vegetarian, not like, not like actually fascinating.
no, but it's like it was just more of like they try. It's like okay, they made something.
They really raised awareness.
Yep.
But I think I just wish the ending was a little stronger for me, and the second one.
Yeah. I mean, that's sort of like one of the pitfalls of true crime, though, is that oftentimes, like, if you want to stick to the true story, it may have an unsatisfying ending. It's like David Fincher's Zodiac. It's like, well, it just kind of ends. Like, we don't know who did it.
Yeah.
That's because that's the way it was in real life. So it's like, yeah, I see where you're coming from.
Yeah, because like, for example, like even, I mean, Seven is not like a true crime film, but it's based off like many other stories. And the ending, of course, hits you because it's like they just kind of came up like, oh, that's a great ending to do. And you're like, oh, but yeah, Zodiac too. Yeah, it's just, yeah. Because it's true crime. It's like they don't know nobody knows who the killer is. It's just kind of open ended. But then there's films too. I'm drawing a blank on which ones, but there were some films I've seen too where they leave it open ended, but in a good way. Like it just you feel like okay, it could go either way with something, and you just don't know. But it ends that way, and you're like, okay, I'm good with that. But
Like
this
Dirty
one,
Pilgrimage to the West Broken Volume.
yes,
It's open-ended.
it's open ended.
Where's the kappa?
What happens to the Kappa? So yeah, I mean, what do you think, Dakota?
I think all these are really interesting too, to see kind of like them taking the adult video format, really trying with it. They're worth watching. If anything, like Nakatsu doing adult video, these are like the best of it,
Yeah,
right? They're kind of an interesting bridge. I mean, gosh, I wish there was more Red accounts.
Oh, yeah. I wish
Easy
there was
format.
too. Like, there should be at least as many Red accounts as there are guinea pigs.
you know, it feels like this one could have had a third film, like to be a trilogy of some sort of like the Red accounts, but because imagine on a box set, like just a triple bill.
Yeah. I mean, with this genre, it's certainly possible that it does exist and we've just never seen it pop up on Yahoo
He retitled
yet.
it something else. It's like,
Yeah,
this is my
yeah.
spiritual sequel. And you're like, what?
Spiritual sequel.
I'm like, how is there time travel in this one?
Oh my god. No, it's like some teacher assault or something. That would probably be the third one.
Ooh.
Yeah. So, I mean, I
Yeah.
don't have much more to say on it. Do either of you have any parting thoughts for these four?
I mean, the laser discs look great. I'm like, wow,
Yeah.
I didn't realize it really was the superior format to VHS
Well,
in some ways.
I'm gonna pull a your Chris and throw some
Ooh.
shade here and just say that a lot of people digitizing shit don't know what they're doing. So
Oh.
I could see that. I agree with that.
yeah. Interlacing. Look it up, people. But I think also like people younger than us have this idea that like everything just looked super shitty back then because they're used to watching like fourth generation, like this was ripped 10 years ago and has been compressed over and over, and now I'm watching it on YouTube, and they just think that that's what things looked like back then. So they have a lower standard of what it should look like when they're ripping it. They're just like, oh, it's good enough.
You know, I would say that too. Is like I'm gonna throw wrestling into this, but like there's some like wrestling. There's some wrestling tapes like
Speak on that.
Wow.
you know from a certain generation from the 80s and 90s. There's some matches that you watch on YouTube. They look like shit because they've been compressed. But when I remember watching it, and you could probably attest to this too, it's like when you first watched it back in like let's say 87, 88, or even the 90s. The home video stuff, like they looked pretty good. Like they're sharp, they have the lights. And then if they actually went back and put it on DVD or even a Blu-ray, like for a compilation disc or something, they had the original files or the original like film.
Mm-hmm.
And it wouldn't look like it would have looked on YouTube. But then again, the young kids, they tend to assume that everything just looked bad on, you know, it's all like shot on video, like really just low of the low, but it's just because it's been compressed. The same thing as digital photography. Like some stuff has been lowered to be on Instagram for a purpose, but then, you know, some people don't realize that they have the original file or they have the original negative. They just been scanned badly. It's like low res.
Yeah.
So
For sure. I mean, there's just like, as someone who grew up watching videotapes on a CRT screen, I can tell the younger listeners out there, I was never like squinting, looking at my TV, trying to figure out, like, was it Blu-ray? No, but like you knew what was going on and all that.
mm-hmm.
And like back to the Laserdisc thing, like, yeah, this one looks good, but with Groper Sucking Train, that was one of those ones where it's like telescened, where it's like they have a black box where they're like recording the film as it's playing. So that one looked like shit. This one looked pretty good.
4K one. Just kidding. I'm kidding.
You guys got to do the commentary.
Oh, probably would.
You have hitched
ooh.
your horses to this post.
This
This
saving
is
the
it.
red accounts. It's all for Goku and the Dirty Pilgrimage of the
Yeah.
West.
No, if we did one, it would be a video essay, and we would both be dressed as like some kind of character from Dragon Balls.
You dress up as the pig one.
I would do the big one.
You guys got to be the Gold Horn King and Silver Horn King.
And then you touch horns.
We touch horns, and then in the backdrop of for me would have like the tiger skin like thing.
Oh God.
Grind on that bad boy.
I'd be like, let's goon this shit. But anyway,
Wow.
I know.
Yeah. So that was Dirty Pilgrimage to the West introduction. Dirty Pilgrimage to the West broken volume. Red Account My Bloody Angel. Red Account 2. Dirty Play in a Closed Room Hotel Lady Murder Case.
Rolls off the tongue.
Yeah. It was a marathon. I learned
we
a lot.
did it. We did it.
Yeah. We did it. We brought new films to the masses. No one's ever seen it. I'm sure it's going to take off like hotcakes. Everyone's going to watch Red Account 2.
I think once we rate it, because we haven't rated it yet, and then people are going to be like,
Yeah.
oh my God. And then what's going to be is like, our favorite thing is like, where's the subs?
But there are subs.
I know there is subs, but
Yeah, but it's like, probably don't share those because
Yeah.
people are fucking weird about that because they are AI subs.
no, but still, it's like when we always
Share
get
the film all you want, but I don't want to be crucified for
No,
fucking.
no.
Yeah.
Goku made the subs.
We're
Yeah.
gonna say Goku made this.
Buddha gave you a vision.
No, I'm
did.
fascinated. I'm gonna be fascinated once if we decide to, or if it's out there. We'll say it that way. If the part 2 is out there,
If someone hacks us and puts it out there,
yes, wink, wink. No, I'm curious if people are gonna like it more or they're gonna like it less than part 1.
I would
what's gonna be.
say I'll say less. I would call that because it's just so different in tone.
But then there's some people that we know who like the lesser, crazier stuff.
It'll make them like part 1 more because I know some people are mixed on that. If they
Yeah.
double bill together, they'll like the first one even more and appreciate it.
It's almost like if we did a double bill, I would show part 2 first and then part 1 after to leave it at the
Absolutely.
ending. So I'm telling you, you should like get these 2 films and screen it in Albuquerque.
But you're still doing with Nakatsu.
I know you still have to deal with Nakatsu. Never mind.
Yeah.
We love Nakatsu. We love them.
You're like, hey, can I show the laser disc?
I don't know if they would go for it.
I don't know.
We'll see. I mean,
You never know. You never know because it's like 2 really lesser known stuff, and if nobody cares for it, they'll be like, oh, okay, yeah, sure.
They never even really released the first one
No.
on the recent DVD batches, which is kind of crazy. They've released worse stuff all the time.
Oh God, yeah, they have.
I think there was a random VHS of the Red Account, the first one, but I don't know if it was legal either for like the Dutch market or some kind of horror brand.
interesting.
I don't know. I haven't been able to track it down, but the Show Me Something Wrong guys reference that it might have had that release too. But I'm like, how did that happen? I don't know. They kind of almost like they sold it off a guinea pig or like whoever the Dutch label was.
Yeah, I just know that Guinea Pig, which I think is Japan Home Video and Orange House Video. I can't remember if I talked to the guy or if he just said this somewhere, but like Stephen Biro, the guy from Unearthed that put out Guinea Pig on DVD 20 years ago at this point, he did say like he's tried to renew the rights and like get it put out again, and they just have no interest in it. I would wonder if this is a similar thing where it's like even Nakatsu, like this is the black sheep, like they just don't even want to acknowledge any of this.
It could be a possibility because there's
They
some
acknowledge
stuff.
the dirty pilgrimage to the West, 1 and 2. But, like,
I think they would care more for those 2 than like maybe the Red Account stuff because it's not. That one has like a historical budget, or it's like historical. It's a budget.
I think whatever Blu-ray label hits them up and pays for it, Nakatsu will supply both Red accounts.
Yeah, if they pay for it, I think when it comes down, it's just money. It's exchange.
We're looking at you, Unearthed. I feel like that's the best home for it.
I think Unearth or maybe like Saturn's Core.
Yeah, for sure.
Somebody shot on video. People, yeah.
But that's it.
That's
we did it.
Yes.
Done. Yeah, watch it.
We did it until we find
Something else.
sudden turn.
Oh god, now I
Sudden
have to find that. I wonder which one it's paired with.
Imagine what it's paired with some other weird, or probably is going to be a Hanban or some shit.
Maybe it's a lost masterpiece.
Could be.
Could be.
So yeah, Dakota, Chris, great talking to you as always. I look forward to all of your endeavors in the future. I continue to listen to your show.
Oh,
Oh, thank you.
I wish it came out every week, but as someone that does a podcast, I know that's a huge pain in the ass. So just
stay
tell-
bi-weekly.
Yeah,
Stay by
Maybe once a month. I'm like, oh god.
Just let people know where they can find you. Anything you guys have coming up in the future to be on the lookout for.
Oh yeah, I guess like you can follow us, our podcast, or also on Instagram is 2 in the Pinku. You can also follow me at Dakota Newt. I'm trying to think. I'm a show at Torrance right now. Check that out. There's also some upcoming stuff in the works that might not be Pink Film related.
Ooh.
Chris.
Yes. Oh yeah. So you can follow me on Instagram at Caver883. You can also, I have a show if you're in LA, if you want to go to Riverside, which is a drive, but the show is at the Cheech Museum. And yeah, I think I may have something coming up too that's not Pink related either, possibly.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It's nasty adult video. I'm just kidding.
It's related to the field I studied. Let's just say that.
Women in
girls.
boxes.
Yeah, women in boxes.
Women in boxes.
The Postal Service.
Just
Yeah. So on behalf of Chris and Dakota, I'm also Chris. It's been another episode of Dead Formats. See you later.
Come on.